Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats.
Good morning. Welcome to Madden Mornings. I am Melvin,
Hello.
and that is Chris.
I am
And we're
Christopher.
talking about Thunder.
Thundercats are
Thundercats.
loose.
Where's your cat? Is he?
Oh my
loose?
god.
Is he loose?
Yeah, he's lying on the floor pretending like I didn't just feed him before coming on here. So you might hear him in the background, but that's just added sound effect.
Yeah, there you go. He's a paid actor.
Can we just talk about that opening? Like, I don't know if you see me when we're off camera, but I'm like going with music and I'm like, what a freaking
we should
catchy
record you.
tune.
We should record you going off camera and just dancing.
I do it for all of them because let's face it, all the shows that we've covered, it's like it's so it's hard to forget them.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, even I'm not a massive Thundercat fan or anything like that, but that's awesome. that intro is awesome.
Oh yeah. And it's funny, it's like even if you didn't watch the show, you would always watch the opening and that's all you needed to get. And then it's just like randomly throughout the day, it's like thunder, 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 Thundercats. And feel the magic, hear the roar. Oh my god, it's so good. So yes, we are talking about Thundercats. If you haven't caught on already.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe because that's how the algorithm works, and we would appreciate that very much. And if you're new here, welcome. What we do here is we talk about TV shows from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. We do episodic breakdowns. We will eventually. We're just starting to talk about some of these awesome shows, and we'll go back to these awesome shows and break down certain episodes, our favorite, worst, great, pivotal moments in the show, things like that. So just because we talk about Thundercats today doesn't mean we won't go back to them later on. We will definitely do that with all of our shows. This is Mighty Mornings, and we do a bi-weekly show here every Saturday, every other Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's way too early for me, but not too early for Chris, so that's why we have to do it, because Chris is like, get up, come on, don't be a slouch. So shoulders back, teas in the hand, or a bowl of cereal, and hang out with us. And yeah, so Thundercats, man, what is this all about? What is this show about? When did it come out? People want to know.
Well, that's why I came on. I thought I was going to learn something.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. All right. So this amazing cartoon ran from 1985 to 1989, and we got 4 seasons out of it.
So you were a teenager when it came out.
Pretty amazing. I was actually in my 30s. Yeah, I look really good for my age. Anyways, it's it's funny because I was looking at the seasons and it says 4 seasons. The first season was 50 episodes, and then the season after that was like 25 episodes, and then the last 2 seasons were 20. Yeah, but we'll get to a reason why some seasons were a bit longer. Here's an interesting fact, since we're talking about when this animated series ran from. The first season was actually produced and made in 1983, the freaking year that I was born.
Wow.
And it wasn't brought to television for us for 2 years. So that's crazy.
I wonder why.
I couldn't find any information. Sometimes when there's too much information of why it wasn't shown, I'm like, you know what? I'll let people do the research,
I
check
think,
it out. But it's so.
sorry to cut you off. I apologize.
No.
I think the reason why it's sort of on the same method of He-Man Masters of the Universe was they created the show to sell toys, right? So I think they wanted the show to be sort of done in the first season, sort of, animated and ready to go, and then push the toys out after. So that's why they probably paused it to allow the toy makers to make these toys to kind of line up with the introduction to this show. And then so the kids will go out to the stores with their parents and say, hey, I want this, and they're all ready to go there. That time back then when toys were actually at stores and now we didn't have to pre-order. Remember those beautiful times?
Yes. But yeah, there's different theories. Also, it could have been the reason why is, even though it's an American show and it's a production, it was actually animated in Japan.
Yeah. You can tell.
Which I think the thing that I like about it is they took American cartoon animation and they merged it with Japanese animation. So we got this whole cool, unique looking cartoon, which, let's face it, the animation is pretty sick in this cartoon. But
it holds up.
Japan never... Oh, it does. Yeah. Japan never showed this cartoon in their country, which is funny. But...
really?
Yeah. I'm like, how did they not see that this show has potential and being like, oh, we'll just create it? They're like those crazy Americans. All right, so let's come back talking about the beginning of the show. So the Thunderians have to leave their Earth because it's about to implode. It's almost... We've heard it before. It's almost like Superman. So we get 7 group members on a ship going to Third Earth to their destination, and they get attacked by mutants. Some weird mutants. Do you remember these guys?
No.
No. They're... You know what? Google search the images. Some of these, they did make really good action figures. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm just
That's
like,
okay.
Woo! That's
what we do here. Don't worry about it.
Too much coffee. Yeah. So only a small group of Thundercats remains, and they were in stasis lock, which we had Lion-O, who was a child, and there was an issue with the stasis. And then when they woke up on Third Earth, he was this grown ASS muscled out character. And he ended up holding the Sword of Omens, which holds the power of the Thundercats. And he took on the, oh my God, why can't I think right now? Leadership of the Thundercats. And it was Mumm-Ra, who was a pretty cool character, I might add, who was threatened by having them on Third Earth and preventing him from ruling Third Earth. And that's where, we start the show. Throughout the seasons, Thundercats meet characters on the planet, make friends. They help them out in battling off Mumm-Ra from taking control. There we go.
Here are some of the mutants.
You know what? I have to say, they were pretty cool mutants.
These would be really
Like,
cool Halloween costumes.
right? And
Yeah.
you know what? When I see these, it makes me kind of go back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Could you imagine these in a movie, like a live
Oh,
action movie?
so good. It'd be awesome. I'm surprised
Ugh.
they haven't put the money in right now to develop something like this right now.
Well, I've been coming across a lot of people posting that there's gonna be a live action movie, but until we
Woo!
get legit official news saying that this is gonna happen, I'm gonna like I'm hoping it's gonna happen because we've been seeing it where we're getting, you know, fan made trailers and posters, and eventually it does happen. Like, for example, Beetlejuice 2. But yeah, these characters, tell me as a kid, when you see these characters, I need a toy version of this.
I have a love-hate relationship with this show because I love the show, but I
Yeah,
hate the fact that if I get into this collecting, like Super 7 makes these figures. They have the
yeah.
license for it. And I shun away from buying them because it's a hole that it's deep. There's a lot of characters here, and I don't want to go down this hole, right? Like I'm like, no, no. So I've been holding them off at a distance, but I always overlook over there. I'm like, that looks pretty nice though.
And that's the annoying thing is you hold off on getting them, and then you're like, okay, I really want them because they release something that you really want, and then you got to pay like secondary market. Um, yeah,
I will say one thing. If Super 7 or some other company decides to revamp the line and do it again, I might get one or two. I might get Mumbra and Lionor. I might get one or two. Just like the He-Man Super 7s. I just got He-Man and Skeletor, and that's it. But Mattel decided to release a cheaper version. They're about $25, which I can
yeah,
stomach. Right? Super 7, their prices are pretty high there, and I can't really go and spend $75 on figures that I like a little bit, but not a lot. Because to me, growing up, I was more of a He-Man Masters of the Universe than Thundercats, right?
yeah,
So I have a good He-Man collection. I have like about 50 Mattel He-Man figures right now from the last year, all the
yeah,
bad guys and stuff like that. But you're right, though. Going back to live action, if they make one of either He-Man or Thundercats, they will make the other one because it just makes sense, right?
yeah.
So and there'll be an appetite for that because one of them, if the other one does good, then for sure the companies will want to jump on the other brand because it's going to do good as well, so long as they write it and don't cheap out on CGI. The key is CGI. You really got to put money into this thing and make it
Yeah,
pop. It can't be cheap. It can't be like
like
what Disney's doing with the Miss Marvel and some of these new Disney what do you call it, Marvel's hero shows, because you could tell the CGI is really bad. You
well,
know,
look
it's
at
like,
the Flash.
yeah, that's another one. Yeah, it's bad.
Uh,
There are,
well, and the crazy thing is, we were supposed to get a theatrical movie of Thundercats. I think it was in '86
mhm.
that we were supposed to get it, and because we got the Transformers animated movie, and that was pretty successful. So they started to think about, okay, let's develop a movie for Thundercats, and at the time, how did it go? It was GI Joe, and then they did a My Little Pony animated movie. And because those did so poorly at the box office, they decided to pull back and not release the movie. But on a good note, you can still see, which they were going to call it Thundercats Ho. They did break up into
What are they gonna call it,
five
Chris?
episodes. Thundercats Ho, and not the tool that used to garden. Um, But the good thing is they did take the movie, break it up into 5 episodes, and put it in the season. I believe it's 2 or 3. Sorry, I can't remember everything. But you can still see that movie Thundercats Ho when you watch the cartoon series. So that's kind of good.
Okay, well, let me ask you, what do you prefer? Did you prefer the if I'll pull it up here 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Do 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 do.
Doo-doo. Oh, while you're looking at that, did you know Lion-O, in pre-development of the cartoon, his name was going to be Lion-L?
Lion-L?
I know, I made that same face. So when it came close to the initial release, they changed the name to Lion-O because it just rolls off the tongue a lot easier. Lionel. See, when I hear Lionel, I think you're going to tell me Lionel Richie.
Okay, so here, I got 2 images, and you tell me which one do you prefer as your Thundercats, okay? So here's image
Please
1.
tell me it's not the live action one. That
No,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
show
no, no,
me.
no, no, no. Okay. Do you like this version?
Yeah.
Do you like this one?
Okay. This
Or
one's good.
do you like this one?
You know what? I'm going to have to go. This is great looking, the second one. It's very updated, but I have no issue with the classic original. The animation was good. The detailing was simple, but I like the original.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with the modern one.
Why?
I just
What do
think
you
that
like?
what's there not to like? He's
Yeah.
got the Infinity Gauntlet, for God's sakes. I mean, it's Thanos right there. Look. He
I
looks
know.
so badass.
You know what? It's hard to choose. They're both. Oh, he does.
Even
Like,
what's her name? Cheater?
Chitara.
Yeah, Chitara. She looks great.
I love how they took away his short shorts, Lionel.
Oh,
Lion-L.
The V shape.
It's so funny. Like, it's just yeah. And like, I'm so all I keep thinking is if this came out now, Lionel, if he was wearing that same outfit, he'd have like a belly button ring that says like super or meow.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It's just anyways, back to the show. And every time they go to battle, Chitara looks so. Every time they go to battle, Chitara looks over and sees his belly button ring, and she's like, "Ugh!" And then she goes off and beats up the bad guys.
He's like thunder, then he
Okay,
belches.
well, you're laughing.
Thunder.
I want someone
Does he have
to
a
do
little,
like one of those.
Does he have a little bit of hair on his belly
What?
button too?
He should be kind of furry, but like if not, at least a treasure trail. Okay, we are so
all right.
off
Let's
topic. It's bad.
veer back in track. Let's go.
Yes. All right, back to the cartoon. Which okay, sorry, I just have belly button ring in my head. Anyways, so we have this amazing show. There was a big rival between Thundercats and Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's funny because I didn't really realize it until like I really looked at both of them. They both get powers from a sword.
Mm-hmm.
They both have that comedic, kind of annoying sidekick, Snorko. Is it Snorko? Am I saying that right?
Snarf.
Hello.
Yeah.
And
I-
Snarf.
Snarf.
Snarf from He-Man. I'm just like, what? Snarf.
Orko.
Yeah, Snarf,
Orko.
and then Orko.
I'm like, what are you
Snorko.
saying?
Oh my
Snor-
god, what am I?
Oh my god.
I do
Snorko
that
is
on
his
the
gay
weekend.
cousin.
Snorko.
He's the life of the
God.
party. He's a snorkel, life of the party.
Oh my god. I'm okay, so yeah, I'm like, where did I leave off? Okay, yeah, the rival between these two, they were very similar, very based in Fantasyland. And it's funny because we probably thought earlier on that this would make a good crossover, but we didn't get a crossover until 2016 when it was featured in a comic book. And apparently the comic book, I need to find it and read it because it's almost like a rated R comic book. There's so much violence in it. But like,
how cool? Okay, sorry. How cool would it be if they made a cinematic universe that encapsulates Masters of the Universe and Thundercats?
Hello, we could get crossover by the Silverhawks.
Yes.
Street Toads.
She-Ra.
And we can get She-Ra. And we can get Gumby and Pokey in there because they're part of the does Thundercats.
Sure, why not?
Come on, that would have been like a really funny cameo. There's like a battle scene going on, and you got Gumby in the background with his dog Pokey. You're like, what's going on? Anyways, it would be amazing.
I think it'd be awesome if you had something like that. I know people are like, oh, I'm sick and tired of the cinematic universe and stuff like that. But if you do it right, I'm in.
Well, they had a chance to. So kind of bringing back to Thundercats, in 2011, we did get a reboot to fan surprises. The animation, you've seen the animation for this. It was actually really good. And there was a good feedback from the fan base watching it. But unfortunately, it only lasted one season. And it's terrible because it was on Cartoon Network. There's two factors into why this wasn't successful. Cartoon Network gave it a terrible time slot, so which can ruin or make a show very successful. It's all about time slots. But one of the other major factors is the action figures that they release. This is going back to the 80s. We have a cartoon and then we have action figures to sell.
Yeah.
Is apparently they didn't have enough tie-in characters in the toy line. And apparently that's one of the reasons why the show only lasted for one season. And it's really unfortunate because we've seen so many different reboots out there and the quality is good, the animation, the writing, everything. It's just flawless across the board, and it gets ruined by such a simple little thing that someone didn't think about.
Have you seen any of the Super 7 Thundercat figures?
I've seen here and there, but nothing. Nothing current.
You know what's happening right now? This is what's happening in my mind right now. I now want to buy the figures now.
Oh, I'm an enabler.
Yes, you are. You beautiful bastard.
You'll thank me later.
No, I won't. Let's here's some of the images.
let's see. Oh, yes, I remember seeing Lino.
And they made multiple versions now. So they've made different versions.
These are really nice. The thing, okay, let's face it, we've gotten so better in toy production that us as fans are actually getting what we've always wanted. Uh, the action figure that looks like the toys. I get it. Sometimes we got stuff that didn't look like what it was supposed to look like She-Ra. Those figures that were released, I'm like, this isn't She-Ra. It's because when they were producing them, they were producing it. Oh yeah, see, like look at Mumra. He was freaking bad, but because I don't want to say ass.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
But look at him there, like, and that's soft goods. That's really good. It kind of makes me want to collect them.
That's like my pajamas when I go to bed.
You wear short shorts and a slight crop top.
Oh, if you knew.
Only your wife knows.
And she doesn't have the time want to know.
She goes into bed with her eyes closed. Okay, night.
Oh,
yeah, no,
God.
Those are pretty awesome. And honestly, the figures that were released for the 2011 reboot were pretty cool looking. Like the character design that they had for the cartoons, they were really good. And it's just unfortunate that, it never went into fruition and had more tie-in characters.
And
sometimes
I gotta give it up to Super 7 for making some really cool stuff. Like they made this that was a huge hit. Is it a battle tank? What is it called?
the battle tank.
Thunder tank.
Well, Thunder tank.
Yeah.
See, that's so sick. And it's funny because I remember, growing up, my brother for Christmas got some of the figures and the Thundercat castle. I used to play with it all the time because it had such cool features, like the claws came up and you could have them coming out. There was a trap door. And now that we're talking about toys, I remember seeing these toys being released and they were epic. And all I have to say is they were very, very smart with the release of these figures, because everything that has come out and that we're currently coming out, they're small figures. Even He-Man was decent size, but these figures towered over top of any other figure. And honestly, Lion-O had to have been the coolest character because his eyes lit up. Though it's funny, you got this little compartment that you stick in his back to light up his eyes. But these figures were pretty awesome. Did you have any?
No, I was poor, remember?
Oh my God. Wow.
Maybe someone you walked right into that one.
So you had absolutely nothing.
I didn't even have He-Man. I had had barely any toys growing up. I had the lobster guy from He-Man, the bad guy, the lobster claw guy. That's all I had. Seriously, I'm not joking. I had to pretend.
You just went to Go ahead.
I had to pretend that I had He-Man. I would just pretend he's there, and I would just fight. I had Hot Wheels, and I thought they were Transformers because they change color in the hot water, and those were my Transformers, and I had maybe a little bit.
Yes.
That's all I had. I'm serious. Like I didn't have. Like people don't realize.
Well,
I've said this multiple times. I didn't have a whole lot of toys growing up. It's not because my parents didn't love me. It's because we didn't have money and
No,
toys
no.
wasn't a priority, right? Like food on the table and
So-
clothes on your back was always ranked 1 and 2, right? So
yeah. But you didn't
Yeah.
get okay, so maybe not when you were a kid, but you didn't get any of these like growing up. There was nothing that you wanted to kind of go back to and say, I kind of want to get this now.
Thundercats, no, but other stuff like Transformers, yes. Like my first
Yeah,
love
we
is-
all know about Transformers, blah blah blah.
Well, you asked me. So this is something
Other
Super
than
7
Transformers.
Super 7 has made
Let's
this.
see.
It's their version of HasLab, right? And this thing
That
is
is-
massive. It's massive.
This is sick. Like, I love that, it folds around, but
I'll
I
see if I get
love that it folds to
another
the
picture.
front and you get the mountainside. So it's kind of framed off like in the cartoon.
Yeah,
That
I'll
is
try to get another picture.
amazing. Honestly, if I was a bigger fan of Thundercats and I actually collected the toys,
There you go.
it's definitely something I'd look into. Like, look at the detail in there, like the side where they sit and the windows. That is amazing.
Our friend Brad said that you can easily convert this into a Black Panther lair.
Oh, yes, you could. Are you going to, did you order it?
No, what do you think? I'm money bags here? That thing's it's expensive.
I don't know. You ordered like 5 Galactuses. I thought you could afford this.
I didn't order 5 Galactus.
Sorry,
ordered
it was 4.
Actually, no, you're right. I did order 5. Never mind.
God.
Oops.
How did that happen?
I'm giving one away next week. Well, not giving one away. We're gonna be selling it for $20 only next week.
Yeah. But they have to buy a ticket for $20 to
Yeah,
be
you buy a
entered
ticket for
into my-
$20, and there'll be 20 people on the list there, and 1 in 20 chance of winning a Galactus for $20. Come on. Like, it's
So,
crazy.
okay, you're talking about this. What are you doing next weekend?
Well, we're doing our first ever toy sale in the Vancouver region. So if you're in Vancouver and you happen to watch this video, or if you're a subscriber from our channel that's living in the Vancouver region of Canada, come out next week. We have it on our social media. We'll post it up again, the date and time. It's next week, Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time at our Popcorn Chicken office. And you guys can come down there, and we're going to have a ton of collectibles for sale from various lines like Hasbro's, G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, Power Rangers, NECA, probably some Super 7, maybe. I'm not sure about that, but lots of lines. Mezco, Mafex, SH Figure Arts, and the list just goes on. There is going to be a ton of
Jesus.
variety. There's literally going to be hundreds of figures for sale. Hundreds for figures.
That's amazing. And didn't you say like 14 boxes that you had to go through?
Yeah, so those giant Rubbermaid bins, the big ones at Walmart, imagine about 14 of them filled to the brim. A lot of them are sealed too. So if you're an inbox collector, great.
Perfect.
I've kept a lot of them in mint condition or very good condition. So yeah, come by. Lots of stuff to sell. My wife's very happy. She wants all of it gone, right?
And didn't you say you were going to do rock, paper, scissors thing?
Yeah, if somebody's like, wants to negotiate a price, well, they have a 50-50 chance of getting their price. If they beat me at rock, paper, scissors, they'll get the fair price that I think they're offering. And if they don't, then they have to pay the price that I was initially listed for. So if you want to play that 50-50 chance of getting it, then you got to play rock, paper, scissors with me. So, hey, it doesn't hurt, right? You have 50% chance of getting a better price.
Sounds like a deal, though.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it for every single person out there. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting there all day going rock paper scissors. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
You're like, okay, I need a break. So you have a stand-in, and they keep losing, and you're like, all right, you're fired.
They just keep doing paper.
Yeah. They're bound to win one round.
Yeah, but yeah, every once in a while I'll do that. But it'll be fun. It'll be, and also, if you want to sell some stuff that you've got, you're welcome to come and sell out of your trunk because there's lots of parking there. So you can back up your ar, and if you want to sell a few items here and there, you're more than welcome to. I think it's fun to bring the community there, and this was sort of like a quick put together thing. We just said, like, hey, I've got way too much stuff. Let's sell some of the stuff. But next year, I think if this goes well, and it gets more traction, next year I think we'll have a food truck there, and we'll also have a dunk tank, and we'll put Justin in the dunk tank.
In a mermaid outfit, so it's more of a...
And he'll do it too.
God, yeah. So you know what we should do if this is successful? We should do a trunk sale where everyone comes together and they sell action figures out of their trunks.
Yep.
It's a huge thing. But then cops come by, they're like, oh, they're selling stuff out of their trunk, and they come over and they're like, all right, what kind of drugs you got? And looks in, and they're like, okay, you're all single.
As you were, kids.
Oh my god, that would be amazing though, because there's a comic and toy show coming up next weekend, I believe it is, and it's everything that we've already seen. I think when the community comes together, they bring stuff that we're actually looking for, and some amazing things. So hopefully this goes well, and we can kind of do an annual freaking action figure toy sale.
Yeah, even if it's not just toy sale, it just could be a gathering. It could be a gathering of people coming there, and that's what I wanted to morph into. Like, I'm not always gonna have toys for sale. Like, this is probably gonna be my biggest sale because I'm gonna be really focused on picking specific figures and lines, and really focusing on making sure my collection is good but not massive, right?
Yeah.
So and it's also going to help with the space of everything that I have here. So I wanted to morph into something like a community gathering of people just coming together and just hanging out, right? Food trucks and some prizes here and there.
No, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so it's our annual first one, and I hope we get some people to come out there. I hope weather is going to be good, but next year we might push it earlier in the summertime, like maybe in August.
Yeah.
So we can have better weather. So I'll probably be doing that next year in August sometime around. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll take some pictures and videos and put it up on social media for anybody that's not here in Vancouver, and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Thundercat?
Okay. I have to say Chitara. She was so cool. She was...
How did I know?
Fastest running. She was the fastest running, and honestly, my second, if I had to choose, would be Wily Cat and Wily Kit. Those two together were always like getting into trouble and getting out of trouble. And I remember having the toys as a kid of those two, and they came with their little surfer hoverboards.
Do you know who their parents are?
They were pretty cool. If it was mentioned, I don't remember.
Okay. I have no idea. Okay, my favorite is Lionor. Has to be Lionor.
Who's... Oh, okay.
Hands down.
Lino?
Lino. I used to have that hair. Not red, but I used to have that kind of hair.
Okay, on that topic...
Why are you laughing? Wow. So cynical.
No.
Wow.
No, hello, I sent you the image yesterday on the phone when I found it.
I'm leaving.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. The reason why I'm actually laughing, Darth is in the room. Hello.
Good morning, Darth.
Okay, so because you're controlling it, can you pull up that image of the stage, live action stage Thundercats? So
You really want
while
to do
he's
this?
looking, yes. So
Okay.
as Alvin's looking for that, in '87, the height of the popularity of Thundercats, they did a live stage show. Okay, so in the show, it featured Gumby and Pokey, the Silverhawks.
Ugh.
Oh
I don't
my
know if you want
god,
to watch this.
yeah, I know.
Ugh.
So, um, this show was like, remember Disney on Ice? When a Disney movie came out, you could go see them on ice. It was ever so popular. So they did this with the Thundercats, and it was the main feature. And so this show was them dancing, singing, and rapping. And if you don't believe me, go and
Here it is.
search the commercial. There's a commercial. Is it the commercial that you're playing?
Is this it?
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. But yet,
What
I
in the
want to see
world
it.
is this?
Oh, and the Karate Cats.
Sure. Okay.
Wow. Look at they're flying. But look at his
God.
hair. I'm like, am I watching something based on a cartoon or am I watching an 80s music video? I don't know. It could be both. Jesus, this is making me laugh. Why do I? This is it before he became it. Look at that hair.
I just saw that.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. But if you're watching, go on YouTube and search in Thundercats live action commercial. That's the only
Madison
way you'll
Square
be able
Garden.
to find yeah, Madison Square Garden. But that's the only way you'll find anything on this. I couldn't find anything else. I just Mom? No. Yeah. So that happened.
This was my mom at parties. Her hair and makeup like that.
Oh my god, that hair! It's the hair. I'm like, why is it like that?
It's Betty's hair.
Yeah, I'm like, I cannot get over this. This needs to come back.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, you
no,
gotta-
it doesn't. No.
Yes, it does. You have a Prince. You have a Prince Adam wig. You need this wig, and I'm gonna find you one.
Just go look for
Oh
the
my
It
God.
costume dial.
Seriously, I think you should
Yeah,
just
like-
press play and let the whole thing play out.
Let's not.
Oh, come on. It's 30 seconds. Look at me get jumped.
Who was that fish thing?
And plie.
What is that fish thing? I want to know what that is. Hold on. What is
What
this?
fish
What is this?
thing? Look at Snarf. Snarf looks so creepy.
Is that what it is?
That's,
Snarf?
That's street frogs. Well, supposed to be street frogs.
That does not look like street
Snarf in the
frogs.
back. He looks
That
like
looks
he's
aerobics.
possessed.
80s aerobics frog.
That's who it's supposed to. I'm just like, I love how they went all in for the Thundercats costume, and for Street Frogs, are like, here's the mask. And just paint your body green. No one will know. They're kids. What do you expect? They're like, oh, it's a frog on a human body. Okay.
Thank God it says on the bottom here, only NY area performance. We didn't need this to go nationwide. Thank God.
Oh my God. You should see they actually did a program. There's a program that you could get and it's like behind the scenes and just like photos of like still photos of them posing, and there's one where Lino's like crouching. Oh my god, look at that. Pew! And then like computer enhanced red light around his sword. Shoots out.
She looks rough.
Pew!
Like she looks rough. She's had a good night before the show started.
Okay, you're talking about her. Zoom in on Panthro. Look at what they did to him. Instead of giving this guy a bald cap, they built a helmet that's sitting on top of his head. So he's got like this weird, like, eyebrow
Very
thing
weird.
and these big ears. Yeah, it's you know what? When you're kids, this must have been exciting. You know, you won't, when you're a kid, you don't see what we see as adults. We're not like, oh my God, it's Lino. This is so cool. But at our age, it's like, what the F is up with his hair?
I think I would have walked out as a kid if I saw this.
No, you would have stayed, and you know it.
No, I would not. Like, what in the world is going on here?
If there's ever a moment that I've felt awkward about something, that was it. It's like, you know, go ahead.
So they revamped. They didn't revamp. They brought the show back out in 2020. I remember when it came out. It's only a few years ago. Duh.
It feels like forever.
And how many seasons did it go for? I don't remember. Do you know?
First of all,
I think it was just one season. Yeah, it was one season, isn't it?
Was that the one where they did like that really crappy chibi like animation?
I don't know.
Because I know there was talks about it, and
well,
sorry,
they did 52 episodes, so that's quite a bit of episodes. Yeah.
How did I miss that?
One season, 52 episodes. I'll see if I can put some pictures up here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, this one? No, ew. I don't want this one.
Yeah, I remember when they showed images of that, and people were so upset because they're like, we get that you want to make it funny, but you're kind of dumbing it down. Look who decided to join us.
What up, nerds?
Hello, D.
Yeah, what in the world is this?
Yeah, no.
No, thanks.
I remember seeing, I'm like, no.
Was this their attempt to try to bring young kids into the fold?
You know how productions are? They're like, oh, how can we make it more child friendly? And I'm like, this isn't child friendly. This is like a slap in the face to fans. It is, because I'm like,
this is a kick in the pills, the Thundercat fans.
You know, if they wanted to really like incorporate the now with the vintagey, they could have done what they did for Netflix She-Ra. You know, they were younger, but the animation quality and characters were still like real looking, if you can say that. But it's just, this was no.
I wonder if D liked this. I want to know. Did he even know about this? He probably knew about this. He knows a lot of things. I wonder if he liked this or not. I want to hear his thoughts. I don't like this at all. It had 52 episodes, so they really went hard on this, and I guess it flopped bad because they didn't have a season 2. So
obviously, it just no.
What a missed opportunity! Complete missed opportunity.
It'd be really interesting to know what they were thinking when you're like, okay, yeah, let's make the characters look like this, but what is the reasoning for that? Like, what is going on in your mind? Like, are you tripping on acid, or, you know?
I think it was just to bring young kids into the fold.
No, Very bad way of doing it.
Because when you look at this is obviously animated and geared towards a younger audience, and they're hoping that, hey, it takes off so they can make cute, cuddly toys and have a whole line of stuff. And nope, didn't happen.
Okay,
Crashed,
you know,
it crashed and burned just like their ship.
Yeah. I get that, but these don't even look like cats. They look like in between, like a freaking
They look like
chipmunk.
confused trolls.
Yeah, like treasure trolls with a
Especially
love
the little-
child of a chipmunk and a skunk. It's like, no. Yeah, see, Cowabunga dudes, like this show, no.
Of course, Cowabunga dude's gonna say that. He doesn't like bad things. He only likes good things.
That's why we trust him when he says the show. Wait,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know what they were thinking here, but I'm just assuming that they wanted to bring a new young audience into this Thundercats line and hoping that they would usher in merchandise. It's always been about merchandise with this show.
Oh yeah.
Right. The inception was in the 80s was to go just like He-Man and continue bringing toys and have the show advertise these larger than life characters, so the kids would take their parents out to the store and grab a bunch of these toys. And they had lots of characters to choose from.
Oh god,
right?
yeah. Now, on that note, with the all the fan made live action movie coming out, if they were to do a live action movie, who would your top actor be to play Lion-O?
Chris Hemsworth.
No, you can't do that.
Why can't I do that? Why? Tell me.
Because he's Thor. It'd be hard to
How would you know? He's covered in makeup and hair. You would see him.
I respect your terrible decision, but I would not be able to. I don't know. I just feel like I would know it was Thor, and it'd be hard to picture like, oh, Thor's cosplaying as Lion-O.
Well, let me ask the esteemed colleagues that we have on, who would you have playing Lion-O?
Oh,
I can't say it.
just say ho.
Oh,
And Lion-O. Yeah. For me, I feel like we'd need a new undiscovered actor. You know, obviously the test run through of the script would have to be amazing, but it's hard. I do get Chris Hemsworth because he's definitely got the build and height for it, but it'd also be nice to have new actors be introduced and blow us away with something new. But that's just me. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Cowabunga Dude's not a fan. Not a fan of the the new Thundercats comedy version. I think he's a fan of the old one. I mean, I could be wrong too. If they make a movie, live action, anything, it has to be of this modern type of look. It's not going to work if they do the old spandex with the V cutouts.
That'd be.
I'm sorry, it's not going to work for me.
No, and that, that's when hopefully the person who does costuming comes in saying, okay, that's not going to work. It's going to be very, again, awkward. But I'd be happy with what they have here. Like everything's modernized. They all look like warriors. I think it'd be good. It's how would they portray Snarf? Like probably CG.
It would have to be CG. I mean, yeah, I definitely think it would have to be CG. It would be difficult to, unless Peter Dinklage wants to play it. I mean, I trust him with anything to do with, characters like that. Like, I think he can pull it off.
I think so too. It'd be weird to see if they did the makeup on him, but honestly, yeah, the CG would be good.
CGI would be the best way to go. Like
Yeah,
Rocket Raccoon, right? Same thing.
Yeah. You know, CGI has gotten so good if it is done well.
Yeah.
Not like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not everything has to be CG.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good choice for Snarf. It'd
Yeah.
be interesting to see how Dinklage would play him because it's kind of a comedic and an annoying voice. But
You know what's annoying is me wanting these figures so badly right now.
didn't they make these figures?
Yeah, they did, and some of them are pretty expensive now.
Mm. Well, that's why you got to get the Super 7.
It'd be awesome if Mafex made these figures.
Yes. But the thing, no, I'm not going to say anything because I don't have a Mafex figure. I've seen them when you've done reviews on them and I've played around with them and they're great. I just don't have the room for them. Yeah, it's tough being a collector. It's like hard to think, okay, I want these figures. Where am I going to have to move things around and fit them in? It's like, I don't have the room for all of these. And it's annoying because, you know, it's the nostalgia factor of wanting these figures. So, collector issues.
Favorite bad guy? Mumra for me.
It's got to be Mumra. I've always had an obsession with ancient Egypt. And, you know, it's been there for a long time. And he was just so cool. I remember the figure when he was first released. And I believe it was a play set that you got where you put him as a short old mummy in, and then it would flip around and it was like the big muscled out Mumra.
That's sick.
But yeah, he's pretty sweet. He reminds me of me, old, crazy, and a little bit mad. You know?
You said it, not me.
Hey, he's the vibe, and I'm picking up on his vibe and riding it.
You should do it as a Halloween costume. That'd be awesome.
Paint my body green and just wrap toilet paper around me.
You do Mumbra and I'll do Chitara or whatever her name is. And then we'll just go out, walk around the streets, say hi to people.
Come on. Can't you do Lino with a V cutout?
Hey, if you want that. I might have to adjust once in a while, if you know what I mean, the package. So
the belly?
Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna go there now, huh? Okay, we're gonna go there now. Okay, all right.
But you
might have to give you a diaper to keep you from leaking.
Probably, I'll be wearing them any. I just went right now.
This was fun, man. I think we should do an episode revisit of the old show.
Definitely.
Eventually. Anything else you want to add?
I want to add this. I think this would be great. I want them in Origins. So like the origin story, like going back before they ended up leaving their planet.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think you could definitely do that. You can, and then if it's popular, then you just go full blown into a movie. You could do a TV show, Origins of it, Thundercats. Yes. Right, where you don't have to spend too much money. You can spend a decent amount. If the hype is there, the interest is there, then you can spin it off into a movie, and who knows where it takes you, right?
Exactly.
So, well, this was a blast. Appreciate everybody for coming and hanging out with us. If you're watching us on the replay, thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Everybody that watches our show and has subscribed already, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget, on our Monday nights at 8:30 p.m., we have the A&R Weekly, where we talk about the latest action figures and news around pop culture. And then on Wednesday nights at 7:30 Pacific time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, we have Popcorn Chicken segment where we talk about a specific TV show that we're watching and a blast from the past 80s movie. and everything else that's what's going on in the movie world or TV world specifically. And then, of course, this show, 8:30
Yes.
a.m. Pacific time, Mighty Mornings, bi-weekly show, or we pick a show from the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s, and we talk about the show, or we talk about a specific episode from the show. This was awesome, Chris. Great pick. Next time it's my pick, and I have to go now sift through. It's getting a little tricky now because we've talked about so many shows, right?
I know. Okay, so here's a challenge. Because we're in October, it's got to be some kind of spooky, like.
I knew you're gonna say this. I knew. I was trying.
On. It's October. It could be okay. So let's make it easier for you. It doesn't have to be necessarily a show. You know what? Just pick a show. I know what you're gonna. I don't know how to add like
October 21st is we're coming back, which is a week before Halloween. So, okay, I might defer to you maybe because you're the guy. You're the guy.
What are you talking about? I have no idea why I would be the person to pick.
I might defer to you. I think you're the person to pick something, and you know what? I'll follow your lead, and I will be committed.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Have a good Saturday. Have a good weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in Canada.
Yes.
Have a good turkey weekend, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thunder.
Thundercats.